Assalamualaikum students. This is the third lecture of your SST class. In the previous lectures, we had discussed about the details of plateaus and delta. What are delta? What are plateaus? What are mountains and deserts and everything? So we had discussed about plateaus and the plateaus that are present in Pakistan. So let's discuss about the plains in Pakistan. Plains is the flat area, as I've already mentioned before. The Indus Plain region is quite similar to the Gangetic Plain region of India. Both plains are fertile and densely populated. The majority of people living on the plains are engaged in agriculture because the soil is fertile and water is plentiful. So as I've already mentioned before, that a lot of people, a lot of the population, they want to settle in plains because it's easier to construct houses, to move around, to construct roads, to travel from one place to another. So most of the people, they prefer plains. And the Indus Plain in Pakistan region, they are very similar to the very large regions of India. And because they both are very fertile, fertile means a lot of crops and everything, different plants and different crops and different things that can easily be grown into these kind of areas. And they're very populated. I've already told you they're densely populated because it's easier to live in plains. So and this is a picture of a plain region in Pakistan, and this is a picture of a plain region in India. So, how do people generate living out of living from these areas? What they did do is they engage themselves in agriculture. They produce a lot of agriculture every year. They grow a lot of crops, rice, wheat, barley, all these sort of all those different types of agriculture, which then is sold to different markets, and then this is how they make their living. And there's a lot of water inside in these areas, and it is fertile as well. Both regions grow two types of crops: the Kharif and the Rabi. Let me just zoom it out. The Kharif and the Rabi. The Kharif crops grow in summer include cotton, rice, maize, millet, and sugarcane. The Rabi crops are grown in winter and include wheat, pulses, gram, and mustard. So both in the regions of India and Pakistan, they grow two type of crops. The name of these crops are Kharif and Rabi. So these are two different type of crops that are grown in these fertile lands. And the first one, the Kharif crops, they're grown in summer, and they include these sugarcane, millet, and all these different kind of crops. And the Rabi crops, they are grown in winter, and they include wheat, pulses, gram, and mustard, which you eat. So these are the plain regions of. This is a brief idea about the plain regions of Pakistan. Now desert. As I've already told you, that desert can be hot as well, and desert can be cold as well. So please excuse me because I haven't got the mouse with me, so that's why I'm having a little trouble. That's why. Okay, so the Thar Desert region of Pakistan extends to India. The Sahara and Thar Desert lie or more or less in the same latitudes between 23 to 25 north. So there are the third desert. It is located in the south of Pakistan's Sindh province, which shares a border with India to the east. Okay, so the third desert region of Pakistan, it extends to India because I've already told you that it is in the Sindh province, and it shares the border with India. And between 20 the third desert lies more or less in the same latitudes between 23 degree to 25 degree north. The the inhabitants of this region depend on what agriculture is possibly in the um, oases and grazing for animals. So in deserts it's very difficult to survive and to live in deserts because the land is not fertile. Either the deserts are covered with snow, or either they are covered with sand, or either they are very dry, they're very hot, or either they're very cold. So the people that live there, they mostly they suffer with the lack of water, or other basic necessities. So what the inhabitants mean, the people living in this region, what they do is whatever little possible agriculture that can be produced from this land, they depend on that. Also, oasis means a fertile spot in a desert where water is found. So oasis means the a fertile spot in a desert where water is found. So if they find if the people they want to live there, they will find and they will search for a spot where they can um, there's an oasis, or they have water. And then grazing for animals means grazing for animals, the animals that can survive on desert, for example camel, if they can feed on things. So uh, grazing means a fertile green land where animals can feed, where there's grass and animals can feed on it. Most of the people are engaged in raising livestock such as cattle, camels, donkeys, and goats. So people they because the other they can't grow crops in this weather. It's not easy to grow crops like wheat, barley, maize, millet, and all these different crops cannot be grown in desert. So what the people do is they create there is livestock such as different animals like cattle, camels, donkeys and goats, and all these different type of animals. They grow them and then they sell them out, and then they make living out of it. Life in the desert is harsh and difficult because of the climate and lack of water. So because I've already told you that there's extreme climate in desert, or either it's very cold or very hot, and people living in different areas in desert, it's not easy for them to survive because of the weather conditions. And the third desert is present in Pakistan, and you must have heard about a lot of lack of water in those areas, and people suffer and people die every year because of lack of food and basic necessities like water. Delta. The Indus Delta in Pakistan is similar to the Nile Delta in Egypt in that they both form from the shape of a bird's foot when they flow into the Arabian and Mediterranean seas, respectively. So, now as we are learning about the mountains, the plains, the deserts, and deltas and plateaus, one thing that we are seeing is that we are comparing our regions with different regions of the world so that we have an idea about that. So now the delta, the Indus Delta, which is present in Pakistan, the and the Indus Delta, which Mississippi Delta, which is present in in America, and the Indus Delta, which is present in Pakistan, are good breeding places for prawns, shrimps, and fish. So people living in these regions can earn a living through the fishing. So how do people in these areas in the Indus Delta and residing near Indus Delta and these Egypt Delta, or Delta in Mississippi, how do they earn their living? They make the living out of the seafood there, the animals that are inside the sea, and those mostly include um, prawns, shrimps, and fish. So they hunt on these animals. They fish. They hunt on these animals. They get those animals from the sea, and then they make a living out of it, and they sell them to restaurants and everything. So the Indus Delta is rich in mangrove forests. Okay, so mangrove forest some look something like this. They have their roots above the ground, and they mostly grow in these tropical areas. And these are different trees, or these kind of plants that grow in areas where there's in water. So the Indus Delta, it is rich in mangrove forest. There are a lot of trees and plants like this in this area. Rich means they have a lot of it is present in abundance. So do you know that the delta of a river is named because it looks like an inverted D? Delta is basically like this. This is the symbol of the delta. Delta is the Greek name for the letter D. So delta stands for D in Greek language, and it has this symbol, inverted triangle, or kind of inverted, like a pyramid kind of a symbol. A delta forms when a river or a stream deposits um, silt, sand, and rock fragments on entering an ocean, sea, or lake. I've already told you the definition of delta. The delta, when a delta is formed when there are a lot of salts and water, it drains itself into different big oceans, seas, or lakes, and it carries different salts and different things in it, different minerals inside it. So that's called a delta, and it has a shape like this. So I think this is the end of our chapter. We have studied about the plateaus, the deltas, the plains, and everything. And now, what you need to do is, and we have seen that how people grow, how people make living on in different areas, and we have seen the comparison of some areas to that of some areas of Pakistan to that of different world. So what you need to do is you need to revise. You need to revise all the lecture, and then you have to do the worksheets. And if you're not able to understand anything, then you can contact the school, and I'll answer all your questions.